Hello, my wonderful, amazing artists. It's me, Miss Abby. And today we're going to do something with paper that involves scissors and maybe a little glue and tape. And you can work either with, I'm working with scrap paper because that's what I have is these old drawings that I'm kind of wanting to transform into something new. So we're going to work with those. But this works great with colorful paper, construction paper if you got it. And any scrippy scraps work great too. Okay, so I got my tape, my scissors, some paper, and I'll probably use some more scrappy pieces. And I picked all kind of purple and lilac pastel-y colors. And today we're going to weave our paper. That means, so weaving is something you do and you'll see in your clothes a lot. For example, if you look closely at this bag, we see this crisscross pattern made of threads. We're going to do that same thing today, well this time, but we're going to do it with paper instead of cloth. But I bet if you look around your house, now that we're talking about weaving, I'm seeing all kinds of things that have a weaving element to them. Like this pencil case is made of plastic and it's covered with some kind of woven material. Step one, we're going to get a big piece of paper in a rectangle shape or a square shape and we're going to fold it in half. Then we are going to get out, I have a ruler. This is really helpful for this project. We're going to draw our guidelines. And remember, when you're folding something, you have the open mouth side and the folded over side. And we're going to draw a line. I'm going to use a marker, but I recommend doing this with a pencil so you can erase. But you're going to do a line here. Then you're going to look at this ruler where the inch marks are and do little tick marks where all the inches are. See? Line in some tick marks, and this is the open mouth side. Then we're going to follow those tick marks with more vertical lines. Ta-da, and I'm making sure my marker's closed all the way. This isn't closed all the way. Oop, click. Closed all the way. See? I have these guidelines. Now I'm going to start pulling out my scissors and cutting very carefully. And remember, open mouth, closed mouth. We're using our scissors. We have our paper with our guidelines on it folded in half. And what we're going to do is we're going to carefully cut along these lines, stopping at this intersection right here. So we're going to cut, 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 and stop. Look, it's staying intact. And it's not, no pieces are falling off. That's exactly what we want. We don't want any pieces cutting off. In this project, we're cutting with care. We're slowing down. We're looking right where we're cutting. And that way we don't do any of this stuff, you know. We're not cutting little bits and pieces everywhere. We're slowing down and cutting carefully so that we cut the exact line we want. Okay. Let's do the other lines. See, so I cut out all the other lines. Now, it looks like this. So see, there's cuts down the middle, but everything is intact and no long skinny strips fell off. Now we're gonna cut our strips. This is a different piece of paper. So we got this all set. Now we're gonna cut it into these scraps into strips. And this, we just cut lines. And this is just scrap paper that I like the colors of this scrap paper. So we got some of that. Ta-da! Now I have lots and lots of strips in different lovely colors. Now we're ready for the next step. With the lines, and I attached it to a clipboard. That's just so it's easier to show you guys on the camera, but you don't have to do that. And now we're gonna pick out, I like to lie down all of my strip options in front of me because there's so many beautiful ones to pick from. Oh wow. And then you're gonna put in your strip and you're gonna go under, over, under, pinch your fingers under the bridge, see? And then you're going to slip your paper down, see? We're going to try that same thing. I'm going to pick a brighter color so it's easier to see. And for this next one, we're going to go kind of the opposite, like a big old checkerboard or a chessboard. Ready? See? This one is going over and then under, and I'm looking down. This is over with the snowflake paper peeking through. Over, under in a pattern, an A-B pattern if you were good at your patterns like in kindergarten or something. Very nice. See? And this is just the beginning. You can use paper. If you have any string, you can give that a try too and see how that goes. Or maybe if you have a ribbon, that might be kind of interesting. Or strips of fabric like this. If someone in your family likes sewing, you might have strips like this kicking around. Give it a try. You can weave with anything. This is just the beginning. Now let's watch. Now, I'm going to finish this up. This step of it up, and then I'm going to show you how to finish off your project. Ta-da! I wove everything. And there's one more step to finish this off, because as you notice, these papers can slip and slide around, and that's to just use a little bit of tape on the back. Nothing crazy. I just do a couple lines to make sure everything's in its place. Maybe one over here, and one over here. Ta-da! Here's a paper weaving. I hope you give it a try. It was pretty fun, and it took some growth mindset to figure everything out. But I was using scrap paper, so I wasn't really worried that much about it. And that's what I recommend you try, is if you have any scrappy scraps, try those. I have a lot of paper where I've spilt coffee, or old drawings, or paint palettes, and I love transforming those. And I hope you give this a try. Weaver fever after giving this a try, because I know as soon as I'm done making this video, I'm gonna try some different materials. Like, I think I'm gonna cut another one out of paper, but then use strips of fabrics and old ribbons from presents, and maybe some wrapping paper too. I think that would be pretty cool. Bye friends, have fun making art.